Okay, so, hello. Uh, I want to make this video to explain to some people that may not be familiar with, like, who I am. As all of you may know, I am Viper Nakajima, aka Viper the Samurai. But there's a little more to it than that. I am, like, physically, I'm just a dude. But mentally, I'm kind of sort of comprised of two different personalities in one. And it's it's not like a split personality syndrome, because they're not split. They're kind of combined and they make up who I am, if that makes sense. So, I wanted to make this video to kind of explain that to people that may not understand. So, to start, let's go back. Let's bring up some backstory of like around 5th grade, however old I was back then. In 5th grade, I came up with, because you know how kids have, like, they come up with, oh, it's like it's your imaginary friends, like, oh hey, like they see them, they talk to them, they hang out with them, such and such and such, but they're imaginary, they're not technically real, they're just real in your mind. However, mine isn't really imaginary, it's completely internalized. It's like the first one who came about is I gave him the name of Viper McCain. That's Viper MC period CANE, because I wanted like a cool sounding last name, and that went around for a while. It's like he just represented like my inner me, like the me that I would be if I was like allowed to be who I wanted to be without like social constructs or like limitations, and without anxiety and all that. So he represents my I don't really know how to explain it better than that. He's just my inner self, that the me that I would project in games as the male, the very power hungry, sometimes demonic, my fire, my willpower, and as also my honor, my intelligence, and my desires, like my desire to be feared. It's like they all stem from Viper. And he was a part of me for a long he's been a part of me for a long time. And the Nakajima name came from when I joined Second Life, and you had to pick between a set of last names, and Nakajima was one of them, and I liked it so much I just adopted it. And Mayomi, however, came out sort of a lot slower and later, because Mayomi took form of every female character I created in like games and stuff like that. Like whenever I would make a female, it would always be named Mayomi, Mayomi Shikaida. And later, I found out that meant a little bit more than just being the female representation of myself. It was actually the female representation of myself, if that makes sense. It's the counterpart to Viper. Mayomi is the other one, the female. She manifested in my head as like the cute one, the one that wanted to be loved, the one that loved cute stuff and just being pretty and like all that jazz. Like where my love of pink came from, like that's all her. And she also took residence in my head alongside Viper as like this combined entity. So I have like the personality of two different people in my head. I mean, some people may consider that an illness or whatever, but it's not really a mental illness. It's just kind of who I am. It's just like they like one kind of takes the reins from the other every so often for like certain things, but none of them ever really take full control. It's like Viper may appear whenever I get angry at something, whenever I start yelling or get frustrated, or just generally are having a bad time. And then May will appear if I'm like getting lonely or needy and just stuff like that. But they're both equal a part of me. They're like two sides of the same coin, and they make up who I am. That's kind of that's the story. It's like I am two people, more or less. It may be a little hard to understand for some people, but that's the way it is. I will always be Viper, but I am also part Mayomi, so I go by both. But you can call me whatever the fuck you want, because I don't give a shit. Because I am both. Yeah, so there you go. I hope you enjoyed this little discussion, and I hope you enjoyed my little slideshow of hand-picked images from one of my folders. All the safer for work stuff. So, yeah. I'll see you all next time. Bye.